Hello, welcome back. This is Sean Willis. If you are joining me for the first time, this is an introduction into Ember and Ruby on Rails as a full stack application from zero to hero with Stripe integration. Building out a mock website called Pearl's Beardle. This is actually a company that was in production 2019. And for yeah, and so we're going to walk you through how to build this. Let's open up the front end and just dive in real quick. So Ember is the front end, and if you're not familiar with Ember, it's very opinionated front end JavaScript framework. The file structure, the way it's set up, if you're not familiar, everything is done inside the app directory. You also have the config directory and your obvious node modules. A lot of this is going to be generated for you out the gate, so you don't really have to worry about setting up the project initially. And there's a lot of boilerplate code that'll help you get started, so you don't have to necessarily know everything that's in here. There are a few things that I want you to keep in mind if you're not familiar with Ember at all. If you're brand new to Ember, these couple things are going to be important. So templates directory has all of your HTML. Handlebars is the file type. You can code just straight HTML. Any type of data is going to have the double curly brackets. I know with Ember Octane, it'll be changed to the angle brackets, which is going to be a lot nicer to see that visually on the syntax be differently, which I may update this code when the time comes and do a new video with that. But for this time being, this is how it was built. And so I'm going to walk you through that. So application is the highest level of the application, obviously. And so you can pass in things that are going to be persistent throughout the application. So as far as the footer nav and then the top nav is how I constructed this. Something else is components. So anytime you see handlebars, this is going to be HTML, CSS, HTML with classes inside there. So I also used Bootstrap a lot, so you'll see my styling in there. Another thing that I like about Ember is it has a separation concern. So you have your CSS, your Sass, whatever, separated in here. So you can make all your styles. Another thing to keep in mind is you have services. So for current user, throughout the course, you want to know who is logged in and if they are logged in. This is going to provide that. We'll walk through that in more depth later. Routes is going to provide data to pass through. So you'll have routes where all that will be configured. Another thing to keep in mind is Ember has something called Ember data, and it uses model directory. So it has to be called models. And there's some generated code that we can use for the Ember CLI to create these. And this is where you'll add in all of your models. So based on the file name is going to be really important. And then your attributes inside here is going to be important as well. And then when you're inside that route, you'll have access to those different models. So you can see email and passwords going to pass through there. For user, it has email and username. So for that specific login route, it was looking for those different attributes. There'll be more that we'll dive into. I'm just trying to give you an introduction into Ember and how things were set up in this application. Another thing that is getting to be more popular with Ember is components. And in here, you can create these reusable components that can be dropped into your code anywhere.